Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And that kickoff is into and then out of the end zone, so we got a touchback. This drive will start at the 35. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10.
Let's go. Let's go.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he stops quickly here. 2 yards on the play. We've got 2nd and 8. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. So we're down to 3 quarters remaining in our opening weekend of football. It's an early lead for the Raiders. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. We're back and all set for the 2nd quarter. Charger football. They'll be set up 2nd and 7. Looking to throw here. Finds Benson out of the backfield. And in a blink, they are off to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
A gain of 12.
Let's go now.
First down, Chargers.
18.
Oh, look at this. They give on the jet sweep. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
Chargers.
First and 10 from the 32.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Ready.
Benson now from the gun. And it's almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Brought down by Fred Warner.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Working now from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
So far, this script, well, it's dictated some early looks for this running back, and now you're seeing the adjustment defensively. Not so easy on those checkdowns. Nowhere for that ball to go.
They'll throw 3rd and long. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
The kick by Gonzalez is good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
This return starts at the 5. All right, and in the end, Brock, this is going to make it out to the 30.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense is set. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
Back at the 26-yard
That's a
line.
nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
Intended
That throw was looking for Kyle Pitts. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
It's now 3rd down.
Okay, it just kind of feels like they've met their match with this defense. So many plays, well, they just not ended the way they were drawn up. Fortunately, well, their defense is doing the same. You really feel like which offense can get into rhythm is going to find a way to win this game.
That finds the rookie from Wisconsin. Complete. And he's going to be brought down in enemy territory now at the 46. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
46-yard line.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
70 Rangers. 70. Get it. 60. 18.
He's going to throw again on 2nd down. Got a man, it's Dante Thornton Jr. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards into double coverage, that is way too much risk for that reward.
Cup 19.
To the air on 3rd and long. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Carson Schlesinger. And the Chargers will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Worked through his progression, nobody available, and by the time he checked it down to the back, oh, you could almost see it coming. A defender there to intercept it.
Because those defenders have clocks too. I mean, we get so enamored talking about a quarterback's clock, but defenders do as well, and they know when that quarterback's holding the ball, likely a check down is coming. That is just smart defensive play.
21 yards. And the Chargers.
Come on.
To the air now on 1st and 10. And that one's going to be incomplete. A deep look, unsuccessful. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 36. They're throwing it. Here's a screen to Benson. He's across the 20, still going. And he's taken out as he brings it down towards the 10. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
And the Chargers first down. It's a gain of 25 yards.
From the red zone on 1st.
Los Angeles.
Caught just shy of the goal line. Touchdown, L.A. The Chargers get some late points and the lead. Jackson Smith-Njigba with a touchdown. Extra point is good by Gonzalez. And the Chargers push their lead to 6.
13. Raiders 7. Zane Gonzalez set to kick off.
Now Gonzalez on to kick this one away. Starting from the 5. He's stopped on the run back at the 27.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Raiders just about ready for this one. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Ready.
Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Complete out to the right side. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Viking 18.
Throwing from the gun here. He's got this complete to James Cook. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
And he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They'll come up on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Back to throw now. Fits it through the middle. They're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
They're going to touch him down after a short pickup. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Buffalo 18. Let's go.
Back to throw. Back to Pitts it goes. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run.
19 tight. 19
1st and 10
tight.
at the 16-yard
Looking inside the red zone. He brings it in. And he's in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders tie it just before halftime.
The kicker on for the point after.
So he finds his man in space, and then the wideout takes advantage. Nice finish there to take it in for 6.
Yeah, no question about it. We know points are always a premium in this league, and this really becomes a 3 to 4 point play. Right, when you don't have to settle for field goals, you could throw it underneath and your receivers do that much damage in the open field and score a touchdown. That's big time.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And this is going to bounce out of the end zone, so they will set up shop at the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
It's 1st and 10 for their final drive of the half. We've got 23 seconds remaining. Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
They'll throw on 2nd and 10. Escapes the pocket. Rolling and takes a deep shot down the middle. This is brought in at the 15. He goes the distance. Touchdown, LA. The Chargers take the lead just before halftime.
Zane Gonzalez.
First thing you do as a quarterback, the first thing that you do when you get to the NFL level, if you haven't learned it earlier, is you scan those safety.
That's no good. The veteran mishits one rather surprisingly, and they leave a point after on the table.
Zane Gonzalez set to kick
Wasn't
off.
accurate on the extra point, but he should be able to keep this between the sidelines, hopefully, as he sends this away. Here's a return from the 7. All right, some good work on that run back, Brock. He gets this to the 33.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down.
Dragon 60 by 6.
He's back to throw. That's caught. Rashid Shaheed makes the play. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
Zane Gonzalez set to kick off.
We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our second half. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
Another one for Cook. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw. Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Brought in right side. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest. It gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
Finds a seam down the middle. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take the lead right away in half number 2. It's a James Cook touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while. But that right there was a determined-looking drive. They're not going to be denied and be able to score and take the lead.
Well, no harm in going for it there, Brock. Wanted to make it a field goal game, but their advantage instead stays at 1.
Yeah, that data book tells you it's the right call to make because we're here in the second half. Leading by 2 instead of just 1 doesn't make much of a difference either way. You still now trail with an opposing field goal, and that's what they've got to defend against right now.
To the line on 1st and 10. Chargers beneficiaries of some good field position. Airing it out to start this drive. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Dukes a man, he's running free. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's going to give the Chargers a first down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
And off to Benson from the gun. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
And he's going to have this one down to the 20. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Get ready. Cougar 19. Go.
It's Benson on the give. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Now looking to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Hey, eventually, Kate, as a quarterback, you better be careful throwing check down after check down after check down. Eventually, that defense will catch on to it, and they'll make him pay and punish him there physically.
Short pass brought in. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Throw is caught by the back. And they come through to stay on the field. That is enough to set this offense up with a 1st and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
Get it. Ready, ready.
They'll run here. It's Benson. And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on 1st and goal.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Here we go. Here we go.
Back to throw. Makes the catch. And that play is brought to a halt. They're going to say at the 5-yard line. We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. The Chargers have the ball, and they're going to need to score. They come in trailing. A big moment for them here to begin this new season. Here's 3rd and goal.
60 Maverick. 60 Bison. 6. Ready.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that forces them to 4th and goal. Line of pressure on this kick for Zane Gonzalez. Pretty easy kick here, Brock. Just 22 yards. Kicked well, and this is good! And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
That field goal gives them the lead for the moment, Kate, but you don't feel comfortable when you look up at that scoreboard. This one is noble, and that lead certainly isn't safe.
This return starts at the 5. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down.
Trailing by 1 score late here, Kate. Maybe this is the return. Maybe this is what helps them get right back into it. Good field position now to start their most important series yet of this game.
They'll bring him down, but not before he picks up 7, Brock, to begin this drive.
While that run may not move the chains, Kate, that is such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
60 Bobcat. Tag. 70 Ready, Timberwolves. 19 tight. Go.
Second down, looking for options. Throw left side is caught by Pitts. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
And they're going to bring him down, but not until he gets it down to their 32-yard line. It's a gain of 22. And that's a Vegas first down.
Las Vegas first down. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Again, it's Cook. And he's going to be down to within a yard of that red zone as the stop is made. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
Danger, kid. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
Ready.
Throwing from the gun. Finds a man, right side. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Offense still line. This is second and 4.
Viking 18.
Dropping back to throw. Dump off, caught by his back. Ooh, they're on that one. Second down's going to end up in a loss of yards.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here.
Go. Ready.
He'll throw it. He makes the catch, but is hit before he can get that first down. They say he's maybe a yard short.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
60 Bison. 60 Bison. Rattler. Ready.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. He connects downfield. And they come through to stay on the field. That is enough to set this offense up with a first and goal. We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Raiders trail by a couple.
Ready.
Now, they've certainly got the field goal in their back pocket, but they're going to try for the touchdown first here and goal to go. Cook will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line in the defense. Well,
and he runs it across. Touchdown! The Raiders have taken the lead late. It's a James Cook touchdown. His 3rd total score in this game. That one right down the middle. And the Raiders jump in front now by 5.
27, Chargers 22.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10.
70.
Here he is to throw. Connects on the crosser. And this great effort winds up getting him well into enemy territory before he's brought down. A 28-yard pickup there. And that's going to be good for an LA first down. We've set it down from 37. Setting up to pass. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So 2nd down coming up. He'll look to throw it. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. After that play, we see some concern from their guys on the field. And now we know why. One of their best players was hurt on the play and is getting worked on. To throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. The intended target there was Torrey Horton. And that brings up 4th and long.
Well, that took some force right there. That took some serious defensive effort to force the incompletion. You're not going to see a lot of guys ever let go of a football when they got a first down right in their midst. But that force, that contact, separated man from ball.
This is brought in. Big gain for Smith-Njigba. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. One of their best play calls of this game so far, Brock. 17 yards on 4th down. That gets them to first.
Let's go now.
At the 20-yard line.
Back to throw. That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know it's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get that...
And down he goes. Raiders got him. Now here's the timeout after the sack. Had to take it, and they're down to just one final play.
Kate, that was so good, really, on 2 levels there defensively. Number one, with an athletic quarterback, you've got to keep him in the pocket. They did. And then more importantly, and in this case, you got to finish him. Job well done.
This is for the ball game. And no one had a shot at that. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So that brings up 4th and long. Their hand is forced here. They've got to get this. They're down 5.
Cowboy 80. 60 Maverick. 6, 7 Pirates. 7 Panther 11. Panther 11.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. This is for the ball game. And they win it. They win it. It's a touchdown. No time left. In position for one last shot at it, Brock, and they come through in a moment that required absolute perfection. They were indeed perfect, and it wins them this game.
Yeah, and my eyes certainly are on that offense and the celebration, but I'm also looking at that defense, Kate, because that play is going to run through their mind over and over and over again tonight. Could not get the stop they needed. That one play to make them victors.
That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Huard, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Chargers as we bid you farewell from Las Vegas.